It's Thanksgiving week, and that means Thanksgiving side dishes. Stuffing, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, and maybe even that cranberry sauce that's shaped like the can it arrived in. Delicious. We asked two Catskills chefs to share one of their Thanksgiving sides with us and joined them in the kitchen to experience the process of preparing and cooking in real time. Grab a pen and a recipe card so you can add these two dishes to your Thanksgiving file. And if you'd rather not cook anything at all, both restaurants in this story warmly accept Thanksgiving reservations. Kaatscast is sponsored by the Mountain Eagle, covering Delaware, Greene, and Schoharie counties, including brands for local regions like the Windham Weekly, Schoharie News, and Catskills Chronicle. For more information, call 518-763-6854 or email mountaineaglenews@gmail.com. This episode is brought to you by Ulster Savings Bank, with locations throughout the Mid-Hudson Valley, including right here in Phoenicia and Woodstock. Call 866-440-0391 or visit them at ulstersavings.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. The Deer Mountain Inn sits on 168 wooded acres in Greene County's Tannersville, New York. Chef Corwin Cave uses local and seasonal ingredients in the dishes served in Deer Mountain Inn's arts and crafts style dining room. He invited us to his kitchen to showcase his charred broccoli de chico with preserved lemon aioli and crispy garlic.
My name's Corwin Cave, and I am the chef at the Deer Mountain Inn in Tannersville, New York. I've been here a little over 2 years now. Deer Mountain Inn has a lot of history. I came up here kind of, after the heat of the pandemic, basically when things started to die down a little bit, and the restaurant is kind of moving towards this kind of new American cuisine. We try to keep it casual but elegant, and there's about 60 seats inside, and during the summertime when it's nice outside we get an additional 6 or 7 tables out on the porch as well.
Is it open to the public in addition to the guests who stay here?
Yes, we are open for dinner service Wednesday through Sunday. We do breakfast service for in-guests, but the dinner service is open to everybody. Our service hours right now are 5 to 9. We open up the bar a little bit earlier on weekends, and in the wintertime we do an après-ski where people can come after skiing a little bit in the late afternoon, have some snacks and things by the fire.
Are you open for Thanksgiving?
No, we are very open for Thanksgiving, yes. Thanksgiving is actually one of the busiest days of the year for us. In fact, the whole week is fairly busy. A lot of people come up and they spend the whole week up here. We do kind of a traditional spread. It's all for the table. We feel like it's the best representation that we could do for Thanksgiving to make people feel almost like they're at home when they're not at home. All of the food that we do, again, kind of leads in a traditional sense. This year we've got a bit of a bread service and then an autumnal salad. Has a lot of cheese and nuts and pear in it. We do a few different vegetable sides, and then we do turkeys from Snowdance Farms, and we braise all the thigh meat and everything. We smoke the turkey breast and we make this big platter out of it. There's dressing and cranberry sauce and gravy, mashed potatoes, kind of all that classic stuff. So one of the sides that we're doing this year is I buy this product that's called broccoli de chico. It's a very particular type of broccoli. I order it through a wholesale company, but broccolini, broccoli rabe, those are all very readily available. And I think the closest representation is broccolini. It's probably just a little bit longer, but you can do the same thing. You can cut the top portion of it off or split it in half or something. It'll be the same. We make a sauce here that I enjoy very much. It's very easy to replicate at home. It's essentially like a preserved lemon mayonnaise. It's really zippy and bright. It goes really well with just about everything. We used to serve it with fried potatoes or roasted chicken. So I wanted to take that sauce and just do a simple broccoli dish. So we're gonna just roast the broccoli de chico in the oven and then plate it on top of the preserved lemon sauce, and it gets some fried garlic as a garnish. So there's not too many components. The broccoli itself, we just start raw. If you're using whole broccoli, I'd recommend cutting it into smaller florets just to make the roasting part easier. For things like broccoli de chico, you can keep it mostly whole. I'm just going to dress it with some olive oil and a little pinch of salt, And I'm gonna rock it in the oven, pretty high heat. If you're at home, something like 400, 450 makes the most sense. And it should take, like, depending on your oven, you know, anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to get tender and roasted. So we're roasting in the oven right now. In the meantime, I'm gonna mix together the sauce. What we do here, and I think it's really nice for home cooks as well, is, you know, don't shy away from just buying a mayonnaise. We buy Kewpie, which is like a Japanese mayonnaise, which has like a lot of kind of like sweeter flavors and richer flavors to it. It's also really dense. Other mayonnaises like Duke's or other like really like heavy mayonnaises I think are really nice because we're gonna add other ingredients to it. They're gonna thin it out a little bit. So I'm gonna take about, it's about a cup and a half of our Kewpie and just put it into a mixing bowl. And then to that, I'm gonna grate 1 clove of garlic. And it's kind of like a medium-sized clove of garlic. Just take like a little microplane, or if you want, you can hand chop it, or if you've got one of those garlic presses, you can push it through a garlic press. And then I've got some rice wine vinegar, and you can really use any vinegar. Any kind of white wine vinegar is also fine, or cider vinegar. This is about 120 grams that I'm gonna pour in here. All right, I'm gonna add just a pinch of salt to season it. And then I've got preserved lemon puree. So preserved lemon puree is gonna be maybe a little bit harder to find, but it's really not that hard nowadays. Essentially what it is you take whole lemons and they get buried in salt, or a salt and sugar and spice solution for multiple months. And what happens is the salt kind of eats into the outside of the lemon, usually makes some cuts in it so it gets into the inside of the fruit, and the whole thing gets preserved, and it will really last forever at that point. The whole lemon itself, you don't want to puree, you're really just looking for the skin. We make some here in-house, but for people that, you know, don't want to wait 3 to 4 months for their lemons to be done, you can also buy it. They basically come in jars and brine. You take the lemon out and you take the skin kind of off the inside. It falls apart basically in your hands. And then I just puree in the blender all the skins. So this is 75 grams of the pureed lemon. I'm just gonna add it to the mix here. And it's a really cool trick. It like really livens up your mayonnaise. It's a really nice thing to have around in general. I think it's really good to have in your pantry. And then you could buy a jar of it and it could really last you a long time. They're also really nice if you just cut up the skin into pieces. You could add it to salads. It's really good on top of like raw fish dishes and things like that. So you really just want to mix everything together until it's smooth. And that's it. It's as easy as that. Give it a taste. Very good. All right, so broccoli's just coming out of the oven right now. You can hear it's really sizzling and crispy. It's a nice moment to maybe add a little touch of salt to it. It's nice to season things while they're a little hot. So you kind of just put a little bit of salt on the top. And then the only other garnish I put on it is fried garlic. And you know, this is something that we make here. It's really as simple as just cooking chopped garlic in oil until it's crispy. And you can also buy it, again, very easily. There's things like fried shallots and fried garlic you can buy pretty readily nowadays. Also, I think it's just a great pantry staple. If you're cooking up some rice, fried rice, or you know, some simple salads or something, a little sprinkle of fried garlic I think is really lovely. So here we're just gonna plate it up. So I'm gonna start just by putting some of the mayonnaise down on the plate. And a little bit goes a long way. I'm just gonna kind of spread it out a little bit. And then I'm just gonna add some broccoli on top. And it's nice, you get some crispy bits and some less cooked bits. You get really cool textures out of it. And everybody loves charred broccoli in my opinion. It's nice to like add a touch of olive oil on top, it makes it a little shiny. And then I'm gonna finish it just with a sprinkle of this like fried garlic, which is really crunchy. It's not extra sharp garlicky, it gets kind of sweet from the frying and roasting process. And that's it.
Beautiful.
Broccoli de Chico, preserved lemon mayonnaise, and fried garlic.
You make it look really easy.
Yeah, I mean, it is easy. It's also, you know, it's easy when you're in a commercial kitchen, but it is also nice to do at home.
What's your favorite side when you have Thanksgiving at home?
I feel like potatoes always steal the show. we're like fortunate to work with a lot of great local purveyors here, and we get beautiful, like these fresh, like golden organic potatoes that we get locally. And this year we're going to do a mashed potato with just some scallion and buttermilk, which is exceptional. And I feel like that's the type of thing I always like to do at home. That was really the inspiration for doing this food here was, you know, I don't know, you think like, well, what should I do for this holiday? It's so traditional. You know, I don't want to do all this out of the box thinking necessarily. You want people to feel comfortable. So I wanted to think about the things that I eat at home and really just bring that to the restaurant. So yeah, I think it's the potatoes, and then the other thing for me is always the stuffing. We don't stuff the birds here themselves just because it would just be a tremendous feat to cook all that turkey with stuffing, but we make a dressing on the side that is extremely delicious. So I think those two are really, it's always the sides for me.
Do I get to try a little piece of this?
Of course, yeah, okay. Please get in it. I'll do so as well.
A lot of flavor, and it's really fresh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really zippy, really easy. You know, you got to eat your greens too, so it's a good moment to do so.
Great, I love it.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That crunchy garlic is really...
Yeah, the garlic really sells it, I think.
Probably adds a nice touch to a lot of sides, that garlic.
Yeah, it's kind of like a secret seasoning for us.
After the break, join us at Big Indian's Peekamoose Restaurant and Tap Room for a sweet potato side with Chef Devin Mills. Kaatscast is sponsored by Briars and Brambles Books, the go-to independent book and gift store in the Catskills, located in Windham, New York, right next to the pharmacy, just steps away from the Windham Path. Open daily. For more information, visit briarsandbramblesbooks.com or call 518-750-8599. And by the 52-mile Catskill Mountains Scenic Byway, following New York State Route 28 through the heart of the Central Catskills. For maps, itineraries, and links to area restaurants, shops, and accommodations, visit sceniccatskills.com. If you'd like to help support this podcast, please give us a rating on your podcast app, tell your friends about us, and sign up for our newsletter at Kaatscast.com. At the western edge of Ulster County, Big Indian, New York is home to Peekamoose Restaurant and Tap Room, where proprietors Mary Beth and Devin Mills have been serving up memorable meals for 2 decades. I've known Chef Devin Mills for many years, and his sense of humor is as dry as a Cabernet Sauvignon. So keep that in mind as he whips up a sweet potato gratin, excuse my French, in his busy kitchen.
My name is Devin Mills. We're at the Peekamoose Restaurant.
Give me a little history of your work in this place.
Yeah, I'm terrible with dates, and I just know I've been here a long time. I think we're in our 20th year.
What was your experience in kitchens before you started the Peekamoose?
So that goes back further than 20 years, obviously. Yeah, I mean, if you do all the math, I must be 65 years old by now. Started as a dishwasher, became a cook, went to culinary school, cooked some more, opened a restaurant, and continued to cook. And you would think I'd be good at it by now, but it's weird. Maybe it's just not a passion of mine. Well, I can't wait for Mary Beth to hear this interview. It's going to be amazing.
I'm just going to let it run.
Yeah.
I usually edit. This one's going to be raw.
This is going.
Did you wash that celery?
No, I never wash the vegetables. I don't like to get rid of the. It's all about the earth that they came from.
The terroir.
The terroir. I want everyone to taste it.
He did wash the celery, and then we tried to get back on track. Are you able to get most of your ingredients locally?
Yeah. We work with a decent amount of farms, and makes life easier. It's most restaurants in the city get their stuff from up here anyway, and we're right here. We're right in the middle of it. For our side, we are going to make a sweet potato gratin. We're going to cook our sweet potatoes in cream. We'll put in some secret spices that we will disclose for this special occasion. And in addition to our basic salt and pepper.
Are these sweet potatoes or yams?
These are sweet potatoes. I know. Please don't ask.
You don't know?
No, I'm not.
Or you don't want to tell me?
I'm not a yam spurt. Sweet potato peeling in real time.
I much prefer watching than doing it. I hate peeling vegetables. Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to do that. Then I'm going to take a mandolin and I'm going to play a song for you. Slice these on the mandolin.
Right into the pot.
Right into the pot. Just cover it with cream.
Heavy cream.
Heavy cream, yes, heavy cream. Always the heaviest. We're going to cook this in the cream until the potato is tender, and then we're going to scoop it out, put it onto a sheet tray lined with parchment paper, and we're going to put it in the oven to kind of brown it on top to gratinate. But I'm going to add some seasoning to this. Salt. I would like to put some thyme in there.
But that's pepper.
That's pepper. And we're going to put some thyme, coriander, ginger.
Now, for home cooks who like to measure things.
I have a teaspoon of each. When you become professional, they take away your spoons. You want to bring it up to a simmer, then turn it down. You don't want it to boil because your potatoes will stick to the bottom of the pan, your cream will burn, it'll just be ugly, it'll be a mess. You'll ruin Thanksgiving, Grandma's not coming back next year. We're gonna make it right.
Even I know never to boil cream.
Never, don't boil cream.
I don't know why, but I never do.
It escapes the pot, it just right out. Just gotta taste the seasoning. I'm gonna grab a spoon. A little slurping action you can get here.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Hoping this part would happen. Oh,
Now,
wow.
it's going to be salty at this point because
Yeah.
it's just the cream. We're not using all that cream.
Holiday spiced.
Yeah, it's going to be like a pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
So at this point, you'd want a slotted spoon because you don't want all of this cream. You're not going to use all of it. I mean, this cream could be used in something else if you want. So we're gonna just take it out. You know, be as gentle as possible because the potatoes are fully cooked and they're tender, so they're just gonna break up. I mean, the goal is to have as many nice full pieces on top.
This looks fantastic and it looks doable.
Oh, it's easy. I mean, the alternative is to, cook the potatoes whole and just kind of make this cream on the side with your flavor. Put it in your oven at like 400, 425. And it's like 15 to 20 minutes in the oven and just to get brown on top. There, and then you would just put that right onto your table.
Why did I think cheese was going to go on it?
I don't know. Oh, for the gratin, maybe you would think of cheese?
Is that au gratin?
Au gratin?
Is different from gratin.
It's almost the same. It's the accent. It's just like a...
So what does that mean?
What?
Gratin.
It's browned on top. Throw some of our herbs on there. This herb mix has tarragon chives, chervil, parsley, and that's it. That would be nice on your plate with your cranberry sauce mixed in and your Brussels sprouts, your mashed potatoes.
It's delicious.
Good.
Yeah. So what will you be serving for Thanksgiving here at the restaurant?
Definitely not these potatoes. They're too labor intensive. Turkey for sure. Mashed potatoes, mashed turnips, Brussels sprouts, cranberry sauce, gravy.
For Thanksgiving, does everybody get this dish, or you have the?
We also we offer for the people that don't want turkey. We offer a fish. We offer a veg plate, which is basically the veg plate will be like roasted honey nut squash. A lot of the vegetables that are involved in the turkey dinner. We just do a vegan version of it. And we'll do a porchetta. Pork loin wrapped in the belly, roasted, nice crispy hard skin for the black sheep of the family. What do you mean you're not having a turkey? Everybody has turkey.
Many thanks to Devin Mills at the Peekamoose Restaurant and Tap Room, and to Corwin Cave at the Deer Mountain Inn. For an ingredients list, plus a Thanksgiving recipe from my own family archive, click on the show notes. Special thanks to the Nicholas J. Juried Family Foundation for a generous grant to this show. And a very happy birthday to Nick Juried, who just turned 94. Kaatscast is a bi-weekly production of Silver Hollow Audio. I'm Brett Barry. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk again in December.